Yeah.
You listen to all the teams. Are there any right off the bat we can just cross off the list?
Yeah. I'm not feeling Chicago.
Chicago is out the window.
And Los Angeles was not my jam.
Lakers, more like fakers.
That was good. This is why we pay you the medium bucks.
I am adequate.
Adequate. Let's go. Adequate levels of humor.
Pulling out the coupe at the lot. Told him 12 SWAT.
So, besides Chicago and the Lakers, any other teams we can just chuck out our window, which is next to our couch?
Well, I think we've only got the 4 left.
Yes. We've got Miami, we've got Houston, we've got Boston, we've got New York. This is a big decision.
Pitch me Boston one more time. Let's walk through the pros and cons there.
Boston, you're going to win a lot. You already have a Boston team. Cons, their style of play ain't really your type, and they have a high roster turnover rate.
That frustrates me. One of the things that frustrates me about the NBA is there's no such thing as franchise players, except for in very specific places, and those are the kind of teams I like to follow. Could we possibly have our star for a decade? You know,
Maybe.
Not at Boston.
Yeah, maybe if Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown sticks around, but
What are the odds?
What are the odds? And I don't know if any of these guys are going to develop into that ubiquitous superstar like a LeBron or.
And it's a tough jump from the Knicks.
Yeah, you'd have to root against your Knicks a lot as a Boston fan.
Yeah, I think we can throw Boston out.
Boston, go to the harbor. Bazinga. So,
We're really mixing up metaphors here.
is that phrase copyrighted? Okay, so we can throw Boston out the window. That leaves us with New York, Miami, and Houston.
I did not expect to consider Miami.
I gave them a good sell. They are a fun team to follow. It's a fun place to have a connection to.
Realistically, can we walk through the cons of this team? As my agent and not as a Heat fan.
Okay, cons of Miami. We got a lot of bad contracts on the team. One thing that Miami's good at is just holding on to these young guys for a while. That's been the whole big steez of this recent Heat culture, is that we're not going to trade these unknown variables until we know what they are.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's a really intriguing team. I already follow them tertiarily through you.
Yes.
And I have some connection to the Heat winning and losing because it either makes me happy or sad for you.
Yeah, thank you.
And yet, to me, I've never been to Miami. I don't feel a connection with the city. I don't feel a connection with any of the players on the team right now except for Dion Waiters, who might be out the door.
He has not played all year.
I'm also kind of nervous about what that future looks like long term.
Long term, but we have some of the brightest minds in basketball driving that boat.
Yeah, in some ways it seems like that balance between like success now, because they're not dreadful.
No, we're actually quite good. We could very realistically end up top 3 in the East.
Right. But unlikely to go deep this year.
I don't see finals, but conference finals is definitely there.
Yes.
Yes.
Not a perfect, clear path, but when has it ever been that for the Heat? You know?
Only with LeBron in the Big 3.
Only when that little magical engineering things happen. But
And even then, that wasn't like how the Warriors had the cakewalk to the finals.
Right.
That Heat team earned everything they got.
Absolutely.
Let me make that clear.
I also think that, like, LeBron did it there, and Wade did it there, and Bosch did it there.
Yes.
What's the incentive for new young players to go do it in the same city? On one hand, you know, now if you play for the Heat, you look like you're walking in LeBron's footsteps.
But
on
we've
the other
done so
hand,
much to sort of distance ourselves away from that.
right?
Like, LeBron era. Like, when you ask people to think of a Miami Heat player, they instantly go D-Wade most of the time. Most people aren't going to think of LeBron as the Heat's all-time franchise player. Getting Wade back after LeBron left showed just how much the city will love you if you come and if you stay on this team.
But LeBron shows the hate when you leave.
It wasn't that much a hate. He got applauded at the home open.
That's fair. And no one boos like the Knicks.
And no one boos like the Knicks, you know?
So it might be nice for a change.
Yeah.
But I don't see it.
You don't see it?
I just can't.
I'm not going to throw this, but...
We'll gently place it.
You've narrowed it down to your final two teams. The Houston Rockets. Or...
No, you can't bias me. I want to cheer for his team. You can't put it on his head because I
The
want to
New
cheer for
York
Casey's
Knicks.
team.
So, you want some time to mull it over?
I want to talk pros and cons on both.
Both, okay.
And then we need to take a serious car ride to the mall.
Yes. Pros, New York. You've been there. You know what it's like.
Love that city.
You love the city.
It's electric.
It never sleeps. It never sleeps on the Knicks either.
No.
You don't even need to follow that team that closely. You just need to turn on ESPN and you'll know how they're doing.
This is true.
You don't really get that for any team, not even the Lakers when they're down.
No.
There's something about the Knicks that just
Basketball
makes
just
the
keeps coming
basketball-
back to them.
Yeah, the Knicks make the world turn in the NBA. They really do.
And they've sucked for... I mean, when was the last reasonably good Knicks team?
12, 13?
Yeah.
Jeremy Lin Sanity days, you know?
Linsanity was great. Linsanity was when I was
shows
getting
you
on
the
the train.
peak of like,
And, like, the Linsanity days weren't even that awesome. Like, we didn't even, like...
no, you didn't
we
win
didn't
anything.
win
with them.
anything.
And
we didn't
he
even
left the
we
very
didn't even
next
win a
year.
conference, did we? Like, how far did we go? Two
Conference
rounds deep?
semis, yeah.
2 rounds deep.
And then LeBron got rid of you in 5, and that one game you got against the Heat is like the best Knicks moment since like Patrick Ewing and John Starks.
But it was so hype, man.
But so
Like,
you have that moment. You have that moment. No other team will hold on to one singular playoff win like the Knicks would. These Rockets teams will not care as much as this Knicks team
But
does.
they'll win a lot more.
They'll win a lot more.
I mean,
And
cheering
they'll-
for the Knicks, I check my ESPN app and am immediately depressed. Almost every day because the Knicks lost again. To teams, it feels like this is very much a Husker fan thing. God, doesn't it just feel like in karmic justice that the Knicks should be better than most of the NBA?
They should be. Yeah.
Like if the NBA was better when the Knicks were better.
That's what Knicks fans choose to believe, and that people who don't enjoy laughing at the Knicks think that as well.
Mm-hmm. I think even some of the naysayers believe that deep down.
Well, it would be amazing for the league if the Knicks got better.
Oh, you know what my heart wants?
The heart wants the Knicks, man.
Let's talk what my head wants. I want a team that's not automatic wins, that's not, we're gonna, there's a reason that we got rid of the Lakers fast, right? I'm
Yes.
not concerned about that. But I like the core of what this Houston Rockets team is. It's weird. It's almost the anti-NBA team.
Yes.
Right? And
It's-
I really am not a big fan of the apparatus right now. And not a big fan of the league culture. So it'd be an easy wagon for me to hop on. That's not a bandwagon.
Yes. Houston is focused on more breaking the game of basketball as much as they are winning these actual basketball games.
Right. It's the John Boy's pick, that's for sure.
It
It's like
is.
that kind of chaos energy
Yes.
that I feel like would be brought to every single game.
It is. Like, Harden's gonna get you, like, at least 30 points every night, and he may only make one shot from the field and get the others through free throws. You know?
Yeah.
You don't know how anything's gonna turn out with the Houston Rockets on any given night. But it could, but you'd have to, like, sit down and watch them, and a lot of people do not enjoy watching that.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like a fun type of basketball to watch. But are the Knicks?
No, not one bit. But at least the Knicks, like, still have, like, that fun brand of basketball out there in their future potentially. But the Rockets are like, this is what you're getting, and this is what we're surrounding ourselves with. We're going to chuck up threes as much as possible. We're going to go and get fouled a lot. And we're going to say to heck with defense a solid 50% of the time.
And that I don't mind.
Yeah.
Defense wins championships, but it's not fun.
No.
And I'm the reason I want an NBA team is eventually I want it to be fun.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't have to happen tomorrow. I think we've got to take a drive.
Take a drive.
I need some time to mull this over.
Thank you.
And yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, we're on air. This is on TV. So, Nick McConnell, welcome to your decision. Have you made your decision?
Yes, I have.
Are you aware that you're just talking into a nunchuck?
Yeah.
Awesome. So, the sports fans out there, they're just dying to know. Well, 10 of you.
Actually, like, tell people what I chose.
We've already got.
I mean-
we've already got Chuck in the van with the cameras.
I was gonna try and keep this.
No,
Like, there's some folks who might not be super happy about this. All right.
the
let's
world.
go.
The world needs more unhappy news, Nick.
This is true. This is why I became a journalist.
Yes, it is. So, in my one big journalism story of 2020, what's the team you're picking?
Yeah. So I have decided to take my talents to Space City, and I'm gonna be a fan of Houston Rockets.
Oh,
Go ahead.
that's fascinating. Pick up the pillow pet and sign that contract. You heard it here first, folks. Nick McConnell's a fan of the Houston Rockets. Houston, I'm so sorry. We have a problem.
Yeah. Houston, we have a problem. Accurate. They're gonna suck this year now, aren't they?
That seems to be the pattern.
Probably gonna tank.
We see that Nebraska shirt. We know what's up. Back to you, John.